when you go look at the conditions that must be precedent to free and fair elections, and you see that any of the conditions are being flouted, then you know that the election is being rigged from that. First of all, there must be access to the media by all political parties.
That's a fact.
Okay.
MPP, I think MPP versus GDC. Yeah.
Even that case, they were talking about state-owned media.
Okay, well, but you are talking about open media. Okay,
open
everybody.
Media.
Yeah, private.
We have open, private media, also several of them.
Right. Right.
A year ago, as part of their plan to deny other parties access to some private media, they dropped a gavel, 120, 130 media houses all closed down. And the list was so selective, it was clear that they were, it was a political thing that they did.
You mean Radio Gold, Munti, and a few
all of them
okay,
closed down.
Yeah.
So first of all, you are aware of media houses that are fair to us. Then you close all of them down. So with one stroke, you are shutting us out of the media space. You said it was a law. It was application of your laws. We say, okay, then let us go to test the law. The Communications Tribunal, which should hear the case, then government goes to mess up the Communications Tribunal such that the tribunal cannot sit. If the tribunal cannot sit, and these matters cannot be determined in the ordinary courts, it means that you are doing a wrong thing and then denying me access to redress it, and you still call that wrong thing being done in the name of rule of law. So there's no rule of law there. You've closed down media stations, and then where we should appeal to, because we believe that you have used the law wrongly, or what you have done is not lawful. And then where we should go and seek redress, you have messed up that tribunal. That tribunal has no chairperson.
Are you describing Akuffo Addo's administration as being autocratic or dictatorial? Is that what you're seeking to do? Because if you're talking about gagging the media,
yes, that is
about,
one of,
and you spoke about these things as one of those exigencies that led to some of the things.
So it is worse than that. Worse than that, because I know of several autocrats who were in military uniform. But when you see a dictator in tie, you see, it's like a pastor who is preaching that is the apostle of God is found doing things against the Bible. It is worse than a sinner or somebody who is ignorant about what the Bible says.
Yeah.
So this is somebody who has led us, Nanado, in fighting dictatorial regimes. And so the decision to elect him, I believe many people said that he is an icon of democracy, he has been fighting dictatorship and so on. So if he happens to be the person who will be showing us the worst form of dictatorship, then where are we going?
So you are saying that his governance exceeds even dictatorship. I mean, like the style. Because you say the worst form of dictatorship.
Yes. Because I think that when you compare, then you think that Achampong did better. because see, Achampong...
You're comparing the Achampong to a democratic regime.
Achampong came, he came through coup d'etat.
But you are sitting here on African television. You've not been prevented from going on any platform to speak. I mean, yes, they might have closed some other media platforms, but you still have other media houses that you can use to
You're talking about aggregates.
Okay. So in terms of numbers,
you're talking about
you think that you are disadvantaged.
Seriously,
and on the basis of that,
because you see, the media space may have about 3 categories. One, which is openly MPP, the other side openly NDC, and then you have those of you in the middle. Okay. So if you allow the openly MPP ones operating, and they are sharing those in the middle with us, and you close those other ones
I see
that
what
were,
you mean.
and they see what are you
I see
doing.
what you mean.
And apart from this is about private media.
I see what
Then
you
when you go to the state-owned media, it is even worse. The people who have had cause to send a matter to court to compel state-owned media to cover them in opposition, they now are in power, and state-owned media is virtually shutting off out opposition. So media one, and then even with the limited access we have, you go to how media personnel are treated. They've all been virtually cowed into submission. So the critical eyes of the media and the critical voices of civil society organizations, faith-based organizations, have all been shut. Nobody is talking. So we are back to what Professor Dubois called culture of silence, for which reason he got up and said, let us fight. So if Professor Dubois made that statement and opened the space, if Bwachija now talks about culture of silence that is likely to lead into a coup d'etat, you say that he should be arrested. You understand? So we are back to the Achampon's era dictatorship. Media cannot speak, even though the media is more plural now, not by any act of government. Even the plural media is being stamped out. So if Achampong, or if Nana were to be in power during Achampong's era, he would have clamped on the media in a worse manner than Achampong did. And I'm sure if Achampong were to be in power now, he would have found it more difficult to clamp on the media the way he used to do, because you had...
General, your love